There you go.
Cheers.
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 You guys are live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our weekly, what's become this cute little weekly get-together of the Who's Line guys. You've got Jonathan Mangum and the awesome Mr. Colin Mockery. So, hey, y'all.
Ryan Stiles.
And Ryan Stiles pops in.
I can hear Wayne. I can hear Colin.
Yeah.
And Jonathan. Okay.
Hey.
Hooray.
Sweet.
We win.
Wayne doesn't know what's going on. I wasn't able to hear people before Wayne, so I kept coming back.
Well,
You're
welcome,
live
sir.
now. You're live, Ryan.
I'm always live, man.
Hey, you're live, man.
I'm always live.
We have a guest, too,
Who?
Yeah.
appearing on the show tonight.
Mr.
Mr. Chris Lee.
Chris Lee.
What's up, all guys?
Oh.
Oh,
Can't
people.
hear him. Can't hear
You
him.
can't hear him?
Yes, I can hear him.
Oh, I knew it. I was about to say, you can hear me. What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
Nothing, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Y'all do this, so you do this every time you air, right?
Yeah, like this go around. Yeah.
Yeah, I want an invite every time.
Where's your drink?
All right.
I've
That's
got
what we do.
got some green juice.
We've been
Me too.
PW's, I think, highest rated show the last 3 or 4 weeks.
What?
If we get over 2 million viewers, we all get a gift card.
Oh,
Two.
Wait, whose line's been over? Whose line's been getting good ratings?
Yeah.
The,
Well, there's nothing else on
the
Right.
highest on the
the
CW.
CW.
Well,
I bet
We're still getting beat by,
nobody's doing anything.
they say
Wait, are
this
we
virus-
higher than
this-
Legacies? Because that shouldn't be. Because Legacies is dope.
Yeah, legacies. Yeah, I mean, I kind of cool with both though, because I'm doing both. So,
So there are some silver linings to this virus then.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I posted that I was airing tonight with you guys, and everybody pushed out. Oh,
Aisha Tyler.
Hi guys. How's it
Hi,
going?
Cheers, Aisha Tyler.
Hi everybody. Cheers.
Oh, what is that? What is that? Sangria?
It looks like sangria. It's a Negroni Sbagliato. It's a Negroni Sbagliato.
were you inspired by Stanley Tucci?
No, he was inspired by me.
Oh.
Oh.
This is Negronis are my favorite. This is actually my favorite drink. It's Negroni Sbagliato means mistaken Negroni. And so instead of gin, you use like Prosecco or champagne. So it tastes like a Negroni, but it's like a third of the alcohol. So you can drink more of them.
All right.
Huh. Interesting.
Hey,
And
Jonathan,
that's what it's all about. Is
It's like it's an old Italian version of the Negroni, and it's you can drink these for breakfast. It's really just a life hack for me.
I thought you said an old Italian virgin.
No, that's you, Ryan.
When's it gonna happen for me?
Well, I was thinking this week, y'all, that we can start off with some questions relatively early and see what people have to say, because a lot of folks have been tuning in to watch us talk, and it's pretty cool to know that we've got that love. So let's hear what they have to say, and any questions from my brother Chris Lee, who's joining us on the show this week.
and Jonathan, you're the fourth seat tonight, right?
Huh?
You're the fourth seat?
I'm going to here tonight.
Yeah.
Jonathan,
Mr.
is that
Mangum?
a backdrop or is that your home?
This is a backdrop.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on blast. It just looked so
It's
perfect.
okay. Oh, the bus stopped. I got to get off here, guys.
Right. Sorry.
Yes,
I was
it
like,
is a backdrop.
like,
But last week he went all the way to the back of the room. Remember?
I did. I could have reached
Stepped over the
way
counter.
over there.
Oh my god, it was so great. And then you knocked it down like King Kong and went to the bathroom.
I'm so sorry, people.
I love it. It's great.
Sure. Here's one. Wait, the problem is that they scroll so fast, and as soon as I see one, it's gone. Here we go.
They aren't fast. You're just old.
Who has the best ass on the show?
The black girl.
Thank you.
I got it.
Oh.
Speed round.
Yeah. But
I actually, first of all, thank you for that.
You don't have an ass. I used to have no
Really
ass.
lovely. It's absolutely Wayne. I'm sorry. The
talking
other
about
black
Wayne.
girl on the show that listened to this ass. The other black girl.
Yeah, I was talking about.
He has a badonkadonk, and I just have a donk.
Whoa.
Mine's very flat. Are we showing our butts? Look how I see business up top, party on the bottom. It's very kind of.
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's very flat. Yeah.
So
with the success of Middleton Schwartz,
surgically, so
No, it's Colin. We both agree that it's Colin.
So Middleton and Schwartz have done a Netflix long form special. Middleton is from Silicon Valley, and Schwartz is from, I forget the show, but they're both very funny. And they did long form. It's on Netflix. What are your guys' thoughts on long form?
On long form improv?
I'll tell you exactly what I think. I've always enjoyed long form. It's always, I've never had a preference between the short form and the long form. They both have their fun parts and both have the parts that can drive you insane. But I think if you get a good foundation, you can. Sometimes I find, though, people forget it's improvised and they just think, oh, you've written it. If you don't ask for a suggestion every 3 minutes, they go, oh, yeah, no, they got this planned.
Ryan?
Yeah, because you can make like Hoedown into like a 10-minute scene.
What's great about Hoedown is it always feels like a 10-minute scene.
Yeah, it feels like long form. Yeah, it actually does.
Chris, have you ever done any long form improv?
Yes, I have one time. There was this performance in Chicago. It wasn't. I forget which city. It wasn't Second City. Is the other one? IO, I think. I forget the name of it.
UCB.
And it was this like medieval time improv thing. I forget the name of it, but these two guys are just sitting up there talking about who's the king and who killed who, and then they just asked me to come on stage, and I just became a part of it. And it was about an hour and a half.
Are you sure you weren't at medieval times?
One may never know.
Because that would be,
One may never know. But it was pretty fun, and it seemed like I saw that it did seem like, did they plan this? Like this is like really like yeah, but it was all in. It was great.
Well, it seems like there were a couple different skill sets, and there's like in the nerdy improv community, there's always been that thing of long form versus short form. Long form works better in a theatrical setting, whose line works because of the brevity of the scenes and the quickness that it takes. It's a different muscle. And one is built for more entertainment purposes, I feel. But
you couldn't do long form in front of 2,000 people.
No.
They do a pretty good job on the Middleton Schwartz, though, and there's probably 1,000 people. I mean, as good as I've seen with that big of a house.
Well, I need to watch that because both those guys are really funny.
Yeah, they are.
Really, really funny.
I think the real argument is not long form versus short form. It's funny versus unfunny, and I think that funny should win.
Right.
Because I've seen a lot of funny long form and very unfunny short form.
Oh yeah,
Ms. Aisha?
Long form. I was tweeting to let everybody know that we're online. I think long form improv is great if everybody in the audience buys into it. But I think people are so accustomed to improv being like hot takes. And also, you guys know, you've been doing this a lot longer than me, that typically when you ask people for a suggestion, they go, poo farts, penis, which it lends itself to long, erudite performances, thoughtful, Shakespearean level work.
King Lear, poo farts.
Yes, exactly. Really get out the skull and start your musings. Oh, poo farts.
You definitely have to sneak an audience into it a little easier.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's the exciting thing about improv is the delight of watching smart people do something unexpected. So what's great about long form is when people really build a world. You know what I mean? It's just that's what I love about it, is when you see something real evolve. And it's elevated and it's elegant and it really goes somewhere, and you just need an audience that like buys into it. But people typically are just used to you guys like sticking your fingers up each other's butts, which I would watch for 20 minutes. I mean, personally,
I think when they can discover what's going on the same time you're discovering what's going on, that's what makes it.
Yeah.
But they should never beat you to it, which is the beauty in short form sometimes.
No,
when
I'll
you
blow up a
develop-
scene before that happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about it, like, Curb Your Enthusiasm is long form improv. You know what I mean? There are long form improv shows on television now. I mean, obviously they have luxury of then going back and cutting the show together. But like, I did Curb years ago, and there's no script on that. And when you're working with great improvisers, as all of you are, it can be really exciting to see what happens.
Mr. Jonathan, next.
New question here coming up. I just saw one. Come back here.
No.
Fired.
Internet.
Jim Reed, my wife wants to know why every hoedown devolves into a dick joke. Short form.
Yep. Short form, poo, farts, penis, poo, butt, poo, poo.
And vagina jokes are offensive.
I mean,
Talk about what you know.
talk about what you can't stop catching, yo.
Wow.
I would argue though that not every hoedown devolves into a dick joke.
No.
That's
No.
true.
Sometimes it evolves into a vagina joke.
50% maybe, but it's still good.
It's a happy birthday to Tammy. But what I would like to also say to Tammy is it's easy to use generalities and say every da-da-da. It doesn't. First off, you haven't seen all of them. And secondly, you try it. And see how soon you don't devolve into a dick joke. So
I agree with Wayne. Not every hoedown devolves into a dick joke. Every doo-wop devolves into a dick joke.
And
we try to blow
funny.
it up.
Flop.
Shane asked if any of us would do a master class for improv or teach improv in general.
No.
I can't go. I'm not allowed to go.
I'm such a horrible teacher. I would just be going, no, that's not, no.
Do you guys think you can't, like, I took improv class, like, that's how I started as an actor. I took them in high school. But, like, when I hear the idea of taking a class for improv now, a part of me thinks it's not so much teaching improv, it's more like coaching it. It's like someone being an athlete. You couldn't really coach someone who didn't have any talent into being, like Usain Bolt. But someone who already was born fast could become Usain Bolt. And I guess the thing about improv is it's the workout. Part of it is the talent, and then it's just the workout. It's like a part of getting great at improv is like constantly doing improv, constantly trusting your own ideas, constantly being quick and listening. And that's something, it's not so much that you teach as much as just people have to do it until they get better, but I could be wrong.
I agree with you, but I also add that you can teach. In fact, the show that I've got on the air on BYU TV, the whole premise of it is, can you teach these teenagers who some of them are actors, some of them are actor singers, and they have different skill sets. Can I teach them the improv skill set and the sketch skill set and watch what they do?
Right.
To your point, if you are facile and you have a certain mental bandwidth, you can learn those games. But do you think in the way that you need to be able to get through a scene or to be able to pull these words to make a joke? So I think you can teach improv. You can teach the bare bones. If someone can't do it, they can't do it. But any one of us on the screen could teach you this is what this game does. What you do with it is all up to what's in your noodle.
Right.
Someone once told me, I can't teach you how to be funny, but I can teach you how to be funnier.
Yeah.
Nice.
What happened? What happened there?
Oh, Ryan Stiles with the button.
Hi. I'm here.
And also, like, a big part of being funny, and this is like, again, a workout thing, is like breaking the mind-mouth barrier. Like, really, especially with improv, most people think before they speak, and a big hallmark of being able to improvise well is just saying what comes into your mind right away, which sometimes goes well and sometimes goes terribly. But even the hesitation and the calculation and the consideration of a joke kind of kills improv, right? So you need to just like work on like being faster.
Mm-hmm.
I say
you can just say you were being sarcastic.
Yeah. Well, that's Ryan.
I think the easiest way to teach it is just have them teach the class. So when a scene's over, you go, huh, yeah, what did you guys think about that? And then they get going, and then you never have to teach class.
Note to
How
self.
could that have been better? Which way could they have gone when they're teaching
You
it for you?
should teach a master class on how to teach a master class.
Yes. Yes.
That actually is the best class of all.
Yeah.
I once taught a class. I thought I'll teach it from midnight till 4 o'clock in the morning. This is when I was in Los Angeles because I thought, well, everybody will lose their inhibitions and then they'll just say whatever on their mind. And I fell asleep about an hour into it. It's really hard to stay awake that late.
Yeah.
Jason Matthews.
Are you staying up later? Are you staying up to like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning?
Yeah,
No.
like the panic because like general like anxiety or
No, I just find I'm sleeping later, so I'm just going to bed later, and it's like really mixed up my hours. And I'll have a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I'm going to bed around 11 o'clock and waking up at 3.
11 at night and waking up at 3 in the afternoon.
No, in the morning.
Oh shit, that's not good.
I'm a
No.
young person, so I find it easy.
Right,
You're a what person?
A young
a young person.
I'm a young person.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's our faces.
I've not yet, fallen into, that need for rest and that the aches and
I'm fresh and young, unlike you worn out bags of bones. So
no, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I have no need for rest. But I
Well, I
understand
remember being
when
you.
you're frail and your skeleton is dust, you might need to sleep.
It's really funny. It's really funny. Like,
Calcium.
yeah. I need to go out on a walk. I should go for a walk. That's some funny shit to me. That's hilarious to me. Yeah.
When you come back to LA, you and me are gonna play some basketball outside in my yard, and then I'm gonna wear you out, and then you'll go to sleep.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
going to say this in the most loving way possible. Wayne is going to be too tired because he does 70 TikToks a day. So by the time he comes to basketball, his shit is worn out.
Yeah.
And Wayne's playing basketball at Wayne's house. If you miss a pass, you have to crawl down a canyon to get the ball.
Yeah.
That's how you tire yourself out.
And the grass is made of money.
I am going to
I'm
hang
exhausted.
on.
Oh my God, that was so
When you
tiring.
are 62, then I'm going to walk right up to your face and laugh.
So there.
Yeah, you got me. You got me.
Jason Matthews, who was your favorite guest star? Let's start with Aisha.
Other than Chris,
I knew that was coming.
I mean,
You're in my top 10.
I fear young people. I'm trying to placate you. Other than Chris, and Jonathan was a fourth chair, so you really count as a guest. I will say that when Wanya Morris came on, I was very, very, very excited.
Wanya killed that.
Great one.
Yes, that was really, that's the voice to men all day, every day. Yeah.
Colin?
Colin's going to say Sid Caesar.
Yes.
I was thinking of
Nixon.
I was thinking of this series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember people's names.
I hear you.
Were they,
That's not even starting off well, though.
no, it's not.
I can't remember.
Chris, I remember because I saw Chris in Hamilton with young Mr. Brady. So I already knew who he was, so that made it easier. So I guess I'll have to stick with you then.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
You do bring a youthful energy, which isn't going to last very long, just so you know.
And people that are watching for Chris is on tonight. Chris is on tonight, so watch tonight.
Here's a better question. Who was the best smelling guest? And we all know this one.
Oh, Mel B. Mel
B smells
B.
great.
Oh,
Oh
Mel
my
B.
God. We're sniffing her like Bugs Bunny in the
You
cartoon.
could sell a perfume just called Mel B. People would buy that.
I've never really shared this with anyone, but I have the biggest, I think that I would ask Mel B to
Oh, we know.
be
We
my
know.
bride.
Oh, yeah, I think you shared it with
we know.
America that night. Wait.
Did I?
Yeah.
You
I thought it
hugged
was being
her, and then
sold.
over her shoulder, but I was at the desk, you were like,
It's Mel B.
so unprofessional.
I know.
she's lovely. You'll enjoy this, Presley. We had Chris Jackson on the show. He was great.
Yeah, I was there when we taped it the same day.
That's right. That's right. I can't remember anything that ever happened in my life, period. And then I went to see the last day of Freestyle Love Supreme. And I was like, oh, hey, you're so great. I'm a big fan. He was like, Aisha, we did an episode. That's why I love you.
Your brain.
Oh,
You're
dear.
great. I love your work. He's like, bitch.
Right.
The whole evening together.
No, man, that's funny.
Oh, Aisha, this is just going to get worse, you know.
I said, that's why I recognize.
Yes.
The older you get.
I'm
Yeah.
so old, you guys. It's hard to look this young and beautiful and be
Yeah,
this cool.
all of you are doing a great job.
It's just like Tom Cruise in a vampire. Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, hang on to that. You know, you need what you need to get through this, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to forget that I'm in the vulnerable part of the population.
You have been for a long time.
Yeah, you are.
Just bones.
Still, I've been hanging on for a long time, Aisha.
You're tenacious.
I've gotten here.
You're
You
also
still
like
have
Tom
to
Cruise in
do it.
Interview with a Vampire at the end.
You know how to us all.
Oh my God.
And Emily Bray asks, have we ever thought of having Jim Carrey? We've thought of having Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey hasn't thought of us. But
He's so nice, you guys. I did a fundraiser with him a couple of years ago, and he's really sweet and friendly. And he doesn't really need to do his line and jump around like a maniac, but it was,
Well, you could have said that about Robin. too.
like we need very badly. We need it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Robin
True.
didn't need to do it.
You've
you
worked
know, like
with
Robin
him,
was
right?
that. Robin was the best. Going back to the other question about the favorite guest star, I think my all-time favorite interaction, and we had some amazing people on the last version and this version, but no one else, I mean, embodied what we do the way that Robin Williams did.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe David Hasselhoff.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Well, that's why we're big
Going
in
with it.
No one can eat a hamburger off the floor like he can. So there's that.
But David was such a David Hasselhoff is so game. He will jump in with both feet. That's what David Hasselhoff is also.
Oh, I thought you meant he smelled or something.
I
No, that's gamey.
Oh, gamey. That's gamey. I'm sorry. David
I
Hasselhoff is so gamey.
will jump into you with both feet.
It smells like hooves.
This is how rumors start, people.
There's nothing wrong with being gamey, everybody. If that's what
Awkward
you're.
Leah, current favorite show?
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys been watching the second season of Afterlife?
No.
Afterlife.
Not yet.
Have you seen the first season?
What's Afterlife?
It's Ricky Gervais.
Oh,
It's supposed to be.
Is fantastic. It's heartrending. It's funny, but I highly recommend Afterlife.
Do you need Wi-Fi to get that?
Oh my God!
Chris, what are the young people? What are the young people watching on their devices?
Legacies on the CW.
We're watching Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram episodes of battles between Teddy Riley and Babyface.
Oh my God!
True.
I love it. That got that vintage conflict going on.
Yes, I know.
Chris, you're young and have a certain energy
Thank
that the
you.
rest of us obviously do not have. What could you do to make our show the most watched show in America?
Hmm.
Oh, it's easier than that.
Put a Kardashian on it.
Yeah, I think it's about you have to sacrifice the integrity of the show, basically. I mean,
What if we sacrificed one of the actors?
I'm not volunteering as tribute.
To the network gods?
Yes.
yeah. Well, it'd have to be a very specific act. I mean, who you got in mind? I mean,
It ain't gonna be me, y'all. I will.
Oh,
never-
great Nielsen's.
We could have a write-in. have people vote.
Yeah.
Is Rue McClanahan still alive?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'll think about it.
Rue McClanahan came to see Jonathan and myself do an improv show in Atlanta, Georgia, years ago before she passed. It was the coolest thing to look out in the audience, and then all of a sudden, there's Rue McClanahan.
Wow.
Just a random sighting.
That's a gem.
Who's the most random person who's come to one of your shows?
Come to one of my shows or Wayne shows or
Anyone.
Anyone.
random person. Oh, that's a good one.
J.K. Simmons came to our Vegas show, and that was pretty cool to just walk out and see J.K. Simmons standing there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Him and the cast of Dexter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Chris Tucker.
Who?
Chris Tucker.
Oh,
Krista.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
It was 2017. He came to Hamilton, and I was like, "What? Like, what? Where you been? What's going on in your life? Like, hey, it was really cool, but did not expect that at all. Very random.
That's fun. That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
Ryan?
Normal.
I did a scene at Second City in Santa Monica, an improv scene that was myself, Shelley Winters, and Eddie Van Halen.
okay. Maybe.
She needed a kidney, so one of us had to give her a kidney, and it was just two of us arguing about who had to give her a kidney. It's fantastic.
It was amazing.
That's awesome.
That's pretty great. I did a show in front of Norman Lear at the Aspen Comedy Festival years ago.
That's called an audition.
Right. It was my show.
That's called.
If you get a job,
That's
Then
called
what
an
did I
audition.
miss? He said I was funny, and that was great. That was it.
Okay.
that's the best.
It's true.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
How long did you know him before he said that?
I paid him thousands of dollars.
Was he familiar? What work was he familiar of yours?
You're so rich. I'm so rich. I don't need your pennies, you infant. No, I was hosting like some showcase, some political comedy showcase. Anyway, I was just hosting.
Oh, so you were actually working there and he saw you. Oh, that's cool.
I was doing stand. Yeah, it was a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
Jonathan?
What's the question?
Please,
Ask Ryan, what's your football name? Because you're wearing a jersey. They want me to come up with a football name.
My football
What
name?
does that even mean, though? Is that like your porn name?
Yeah, kind of, but for football.
Football. Yeah.
Oh, it's so much more funny when it's about football, not about.
I think it's. I'll use my porn name for football too. Coco
Okay.
Stevens.
What is it?
what?
Coco Stevens.
Coco Stevens.
Great.
That's a very.
How do you come up
classy porn
with,
name, by the way.
with your porn name?
Very
The first pet you ever had in the street you grew up on.
Because I think everyone who looks at you immediately thinks, yeah, there's a Coco.
What's everybody's porn name?
So, pet and street you grew up on?
Yeah.
Duber Deerwood North.
He would like to ride you gently on top of
Wow.
the snooker table.
Ladies, give it up.
Colin, what's yours?
Joe Maple.
Yeah, that guy's a rough rider.
Yeah.
Joe
Canadian.
Maple?
So, huh?
Joe Maple?
Yeah. We had a budgie. That was my first pet.
Sounds like a Canadian detective series.
Yeah.
Joe Maple.
was on the base.
Feels like some amateur iPhone porn.
Chris, what's yours?
Mine is Wheezy Baylor.
Yeah. 35 years on the same stage.
Yeah.
Norman Lear porn.
Good old Wheezy.
Crazy Berman.
Mine is Brandy Casino.
Oh.
Oh, that's
That's classy.
That's Boogie Nights level shit right there.
Right? Brandy
That sounds like a strain of pot.
Grizzly's porn theme is I got
Moving on.
a piece of your pie.
Again, I wish I had stock in Google.
My porn name is Effie 55th.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
55th.
That's a number street.
Fit.
Effie 55th.
That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
Dirty Dream
All the
Girls.
girls in line is what she does.
What's that?
Effie gets all the girls in line.
Every 55th, she just run the joint.
She's right.
Girl, no nipples for less than $20. You better get back behind that glass.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
And is 55 the year she was born?
Yes, 55. I was born in 55. I told you guys. In the interview with the vampire up in here.
Every 55th, because that's as fast as you can go.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Mhm.
Yeah, classy.
Let's it's 4:35. Let's get a couple more questions in and then let everybody go so they can watch us be funny tonight.
Yes. There's one guy that keeps asking the same question over and over. I'm going to try to find it here. Here we go.
Man.
Which was the funniest moment in which Wayne made Colin Ryan laugh so hard between Melissa Underwear or Lunch Lady Rhyme? Too great me. Can Colin elaborate on his? This is thank you to the fans of Whose Line that just rock with that Melissa Underwear thing happened in one of the first couple episodes of the first season of the old version that we did on ABC. And people still talk about those things in the Lunch Lady stuff. So that's really cool.
For me, the lunch lady was special because Wayne and I had gone out for lunch together, and this woman had walked up to us and told us how much she enjoyed the show. She asked Wayne, "Are you a God-loving person?" And Wayne said, "Yes, of course I am." And that was the woman that Drew picked to be the sung to. And I knew once she was coming up that this God-loving woman was going to have at least one dick joke thrown at her. But I have to say, Mr. Brady, your commitment was amazing. And that's actually, I think, what made me laugh harder. As you were thinking about your big meatballs, the poor Christian lunch lady.
Well, that's why I started laughing, because if you look at that episode, when I think I say something, and too great, that there's a slight hesitation because I'm laughing and I'm gearing up and I'm looking at you because I know the story behind this woman. I'm like, I'm just going to say it.
No. And I give you full points on that. That was impressive.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I would have just started thinking about God, but that's me.
I would like to discuss Chris Lee's boudoir, and he got a big old diaphanous skirt around his waist.
Why do you have mosquito netting? Where are you?
I thought I told y'all my name was Louise Baylor. Okay?
Oh, that's right.
No more.
All right.
That's right.
Listen, commitment. No, this is my girlfriend's room. That's all.
Got that diaphanous. I got that diaphanous skirt hanging.
This does something for the dream. You know what I mean? I'm usually, very masculine sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Here I have very sweet dreams. Very lovely. Very soft and.
You're saying you're a masculine sleeper?
Yeah. I've been known to kind of like in my sleep, just kind of like have something up. Just kind of, But now I'm like an angel. I'm like it's very sensitive. It's beautiful.
That sounds like childhood trauma coming to the fore.
People, you shouldn't judge. You never know what someone's going through.
You never know what someone's going through.
So yes, these are the vibes.
You got that Bram Stoker bed going on.
Yes.
Allison, is it Kicho? Allison Kicho, would you rather perform in front of a live audience for a taping would you rather perform in front of the live audience for a taping for on stage in
I think
Vegas?
it's me or
on stage. They're all drunk in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing though. If you're in front of a live audience in Vegas or in front of
But
a live
Vegas are definitely different audiences. They're a little drunker and
Dirty.
They couldn't get in to see, Cirque du Soleil, so it's a little different audience.
Stuck with you cheapers.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're
Although
always
the
drunk.
taping for our audiences couldn't get into Last Man Standing. So it's a
Right.
lot.
Right.
I think that one of the differences, even though I've never been to Improv, but I have seen you guys perform live before, is the nice thing about a live show is like, you do it and it's over and you don't have to do 17 hours of pickups afterwards where you do the hoedown 43 times. But it is nice to see your work memorialized because sometimes you have a really funny moment and then it's great to be able to watch it on TV. Improv is ephemeral, right? You do it and it's gone. So sometimes it's nice to tape it and then look and go, oh, I was so funny.
Yeah, I was funny then.
Back in the day.
Now I'm back.
What's your okay? Let's make this the last question so everyone can go and get drunk. Is it
Well,
Lyle or
that is our
Lulu?
routine. That is our routine before the show.
Oh yeah, yep. That is the routine before the show, and occasionally.
I was terrified when I was taping with you guys. I had a bottle of champagne in my dressing room, and I was terrified to drink any of it. I just knew I was gonna go out there and be like, "How's
Good.
Well, you would have fit right in.
I think the show would be much better and also more fun to do if you could come in 10 minutes before you started shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you weren't
And
just
not
wasting a
even
bunch of
knowing the
energy
games,
that
just come in and just do it.
Yeah.
Because the guys never know the suggestions, but they are prepared for like the structure of the game.
Right.
Also, you've been doing all these games for so long, you kind of have there's even there's not a huge surprise because you've done, the suggestions, like I said, they never know the suggestions, but you've done all these games a million times. I mean,
God, yeah. I remember doing Turn Through with Nero. And
what did you say?
Miro.
yeah, he had his fiddle. It was a big thing. You had to be there.
Were you
Name
saving that
dropper.
joke? You saved that joke for the end of the show?
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna go out,
I will
folks,
say-
on a Nero reference.
I got a bad habit from Wayne, which is 3 Red Bulls over the taping. You drink a Red Bull before the show. You keep another Red Bull on the little piece of wood behind the stage, off past the chairs, and then you have the 3rd Red Bull. Yeah, you got me hooked, man.
That's
What's
great.
the 3rd Red Bull for?
That's just
Pickups.
emergency.
An enema.
I feel like you are the worst person to have a 3 Red Bull show.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It explains a lot, Mangum.
Yeah.
When Jonathan comes on to say, I thought I had energy. When Jonathan comes on, he just runs into shit and jumps over. You will do whatever for the laugh. You are the committed one.
I
Hats off to you.
Layer of my epidermis. Yes,
Did you see George from Price is Right had 3 heart attacks?
yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
He's okay.
Crazy.
He's okay. He's recovering.
Was it 3 in a row?
Yeah.
And they said the 3rd one would have killed him if he wasn't already on the operating table.
And he
God
said,
This is what they call that widowmaker. It's the bad one, but he was already on the table.
They put in a stent. Like he had the first one. He went to the hospital. They put in a stent. That stent failed.
Yeah.
Put in a second stent. That stent failed. Every time the stent failed, he had a heart attack. The 3rd one, they gave him a quadruple bypass. Because that's like you said. That's what the widowmaker is. Like minimum 3 failures, and I think he had all 4.
and the coronavirus, he said, saved him because he was supposed to be in Thailand this week.
Yeah.
He
He would have been on a flight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
wow.
I just say, you didn't want to end on a Nero joke? This is what you want to end on?
Okay. I'm sorry.
He's doing great. He's gonna make.
I'm sorry.
Well, on that note, let's all give
It's
some love
upbeat.
to
It was an
George.
upbeat moment for all of us.
Lots of love.
George will be back. George will be back.
And so we'll give some love to George and to everybody watching. Thank you so much. And watch Who's Line, watch Legacies.
Yes.
Thank you. So
Lay off
Jonathan
the
Mangum,
Red Bull.
Colin Mockery, Ryan Stiles, Miss Aisha Tyler, and our guest, Mr. Chris Lee.
Thank you, guys.
So bye,
Thanks
y'all.
for
Go
joining
watch
us,
the
old
show.
folks, Chris. That was very nice.
Yeah, all right, go to bed.
You are going to age so
Sun's
fast.
still out.
You'll see.
I'm off to sleep in the soil of my homeland.
Turn down the temperature. Why you got 80 degrees in there?
It's to keep me dewy, to keep us all dewy.
You rang. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Take care.